The quarterly performance review happened on a Tuesday morning in the main conference room, the one with the floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking downtown Austin. Sarah Vega always ran these reviews the same way. Data first, then narrative. Numbers didn't lie. People did. I was sitting 3 chairs down from Derek when Sarah pulled up the Q1 metrics dashboard on the projector. The collaboration score was in red, down 60% from the previous quarter. Sarah's eyes narrowed slightly. She didn't say anything at first, just stared at the number. That was the thing about Sarah. She didn't need to perform surprise. She just waited for an explanation. Derek, she said, turning to him. Walk me through this. Why did team collaboration drop 60% this quarter? What changed? The room went very quiet. I could hear the air conditioning hum. Derek shifted in his chair. His jaw worked for a second before he spoke. The team needed to refocus on individual excellence, he said, his voice careful. Too much time was being spent on collaborative activities instead of core deliverables. I implemented a policy to encourage independent work. He said it smoothly, like he'd rehearsed it. Sarah leaned back. A policy? What kind of policy? An individual productivity initiative. Each team member focuses on their own assigned tasks. It's designed to build accountability and reduce, he paused, distractions. I watched Priya's hands clench on the table. James was staring at his laptop screen. And this policy, Sarah continued, was implemented when, early January, Derek said, right after the new year. It was meant to be a fresh start. Sarah nodded slowly. She didn't look convinced. Derek, our critical client project is 3 weeks behind schedule. Code review backlog is at 43 days. That's not individual excellence. That's gridlock. Derek's face tightened. The team is still adjusting. You implemented this policy knowing it would affect the critical client project. I implemented it knowing the team needed discipline, he said, his voice rising slightly. If they can't function independently, that's a performance issue, not a policy issue. Sarah was quiet for a long moment. Then she turned to me. Marcus, you've been quiet. Your individual metrics are strong. How's the policy working from your perspective? I prepared for this. Not in a rehearsed way, in a truthful way. I took a breath and spoke evenly. I've been documenting the help requests I receive, I said, just for my own records, to track what interrupts my workflow. I kept them in a shared folder, if that would be useful for the review. Derek's head snapped toward me. I could feel the sudden heat of his attention. Sarah's eyebrows rose slightly. Show me. I pulled out my laptop and opened a shared drive. Found the spreadsheet. It was easy to find because I'd named it clearly. Help_request_Q1_detailed_log. I turned the screen so Sarah could see, then walked over to the projector and mirrored it. The spreadsheet appeared on the big screen behind us. 207 rows. Sarah leaned forward. She didn't say anything, but I could see her reading the column headers. Date. Time. Requester. Request description. Project impact. Resolution. This is 3 months? She asked. 12 weeks, I said. Exactly. Sarah started scrolling. I could see her eyes moving across the entries, parsing them. December 4th, Priya. Urgent, module bug blocking client demo. Resolved in 12 minutes. December 18th, James. Code review on critical deliverable. Resolved in 45 minutes. Then she stopped scrolling. Marcus, who is Tom? Derek's direct report, I said quietly. Senior engineer on the critical path work. Sarah scrolled down a few more rows. November 18th, Tom. Architecture question on critical path project. Urgent. Resolved in 20 minutes. Then another entry just below it. November 23rd, Tom. Database schema clarification. Critical deliverable dependency. Resolved in 35 minutes. Then another. December 9th, Tom. Help debugging integration layer. Client demo in 2 days. Resolved in 90 minutes. 3 times. Derek's own direct report, asking for help on critical work, and according to Derek's own policy, he shouldn't have been able to. Sarah looked up from the spreadsheet. She looked at Derek. Derek's face had gone pale. Then it started turning red. This is, he started, but Sarah held up her hand. 207 documented help requests, she said. Her voice was very calm. Over 12 weeks, including requests from your own team members on your own critical projects. She scrolled back to the top and started reading them aloud. Priya, James, Tom again, Tom a 3rd time. She stopped scrolling. Derek, your direct report asked you for help 3 times in 6 weeks on work that was on the critical path. And according to your policy, he couldn't. This is weaponized documentation, Derek said, his voice shaking. He turned to me, his face flushed. Marcus is twisting this. He's sabotaging me. Derek, Sarah's voice cut through like a blade. Every single entry in this spreadsheet is a person trying to do their job. That's not sabotage. That's a record of your policy in action. Derek's jaw clenched. His hands were fists on the table. Sarah looked back at the projected spreadsheet, at the 207 entries laid out in perfect chronological order. Evidence. Documentation. Truth. This policy, she said quietly, created a hostile work environment and destroyed team functionality. And you implemented it deliberately. Derek opened his mouth to respond, but Sarah was already closing her laptop. She looked at me, then back at Derek. We need to talk in my office. Now.